All right, guys, what we have here is we're going to compare the 13th generation to the 14th generation. A good friend of mine has his 2018 XLT with the sports appearance package, and we're going to compare them with the 2021. So here we go. All right, here's the 2018 13th generation. And the 14th generation, 2021. Which do you guys prefer? 13th generation, 14th generation. Kind of a comparison from the back here. Compare the tailgates. There was a little bit of work that was done back here. Which one do you guys like? 13th generation or 14th generation? You get a little bit more of a spoiler look on your tailgate on the newer model. All right, let's compare the interiors. Here's all the controls on the 13th generation, as well as your lights. Your drive modes are this button here, sport mode, towing. They're all done right here through this button. This one is equipped with the max tow package, so you get your trailer backup, trailer brake. Glove box. Here's a look at the door. Have your mirrors, all your windows, your lock and unlock. You get a nice carbon fiber upgrade on this truck. All right, so we go to the 2021 or the 14th generation. You'll see there's definitely some changes as far as all your controls. Your lock and unlock, your windows, and your mirrors. Also added some, I don't know what you'd call this. It's just a different material. It's also on your dash as well. So you get the same material that matches your door right there. A lot less knobs and functions on this STX. all your controls. One new feature, lane assist, where it keeps you in the lines and the steering wheel vibrates. But all your controls have changed. You have volume over here, your voice command for Bluetooth, cruise control, your menu options for the instrument cluster, and then your navigating your music and everything's right here, and then your hang up. Also notice that the instrument cluster actually goes forward where the 13th generation is set back. So this is set forward and the other is set back. You do get a smaller shifter than, say, my truck. This is a little bit longer. It has taken a little bit of adjustment to get used to that. And your key slot is in the dash now instead of in your steering wheel. Here's the seats now in the new generation. You get like a wavy, three-dimensional look. It doesn't really necessarily change the feel of the seat, but it does give you a little bit of a different look. And personally, I like it better than the previous generation, personally. You get a phone slot where you can have your phone charging, sitting up. Two cup holders. Your drive modes are here, and you also get, with the FX4, which is what this is, you get different four-wheel drive modes as well. So we'll go through this. So if you go left, you turn the knob left, that'll start the drive modes like sports mode, trailer mode, eco mode. Or you go right, that's your four-wheel drive settings, and it'll automatically lock your rear diff as well as 4 low, 4 high through those modes. So I'll run through that so you can see what that looks like. All right, so I'm gonna go left, and that's gonna take me through my drive modes: normal, tow haul, eco mode, then sports mode. If you go right, we'll go back to normal. All right, so from here, we're gonna go to four-wheel drive mode. So there's slippery, that engages four-wheel drive high. Deep snow and sand, again, four-wheel drive high, and also locks the rear diff. Mud and ruts, that's gonna engage your rear locker as well, four-wheel drive. Rock crawl, and that's it. And then if you want to go back into two-wheel drive, you can either hit the two-wheel drive button, or you can go back to normal, and then it'll shift it back to two-wheel drive. And again, you can manually hit these buttons. You're gonna have to shift to neutral for 4 low. You can see your gears. You'll see at the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to see what gear you're in, which is a really nice feature. A lot of people like that, including myself. You can lock out gears if you want to. Now on the passenger side, you are greeted with 1 glove box and 1 more glove box. 50% more glove storage space. And if you think you're gonna find an owner's manual in here, forget about it. It ain't happening. From this point on, you will only get your owner's manual via sync. So you'll have to navigate through here and figure out what you want to look up. What are y'all's thoughts? What do y'all think about having a electronic only owner's manual versus a physical book? I mean, those books shouldn't cost that much more. I mean, it is nice to have videos and whatnot, but I mean, some of the stuff we already know about. It's not rocket science. Anyway, what are y'all's thoughts? to the 14th generation. Again, we have the 5.0 liter engine, and things are set up a little differently. For 2021, this engine got a little boost in power, 400 horsepower and 410 foot-pounds of torque. All right, 13th generation. Again, same engine, 5.0 liter. The battery placement and the washer placement are the biggest things that stand out between these two generations. Specs on the 2018 through 2020 is 395 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque. All right, my buddy Jim is going to drive this 2021 and see if he can tell any difference from his daily driver. This is Jim, by the way.
Yeah, I can't stay in the lines.
First time he's driven this truck, so he's going to take it. We're going to take it for a spin, and then he's going to give us his impressions of this versus his 2018. All right, guys, I'm going to ask Jim a couple questions. What the driving experience has been for him. What is his thoughts compared to his 13th generation? Your impressions so far, just
very smooth.
The shifting any different?
Shifting is very smooth. I don't like this instrument cluster. It's I feel kind of claustrophobic here.
Yeah, it is coming. The way the new truck design is, the cluster does come in rather than go into the dash, as we mentioned earlier. As far as power, can you notice any difference power from your 13th generation to this generation?
No, I don't really notice a difference.
Literally, we're only talking
5 horsepower.
5 horsepower and 15 foot-pounds of torque. So another question I have, being that you have the 13th generation, would you make the swap and upgrade to this generation based upon your driving experience, what you've seen and felt if you were in the market, or would this convince you to go ahead and make that leap?
The truck that I have, it suits every particular need that I'm interested in having in a truck. This has a lot of bells and whistles, yes, but mine has either the same or, better, because I'm more familiar with it. And this is, with every new vehicle, there is a learning curve.
Right.
But this does ride very smooth.
It almost has a car feel. What would you agree? Kind of a car feel?
It feels just like a car. Very smooth. Very smooth ride.
And the changes they made to the mirrors also, to me, feel very car-like. When you think of truck, you think big mirrors, you think big tires,
Good visibility.
Yeah.
And I think it's lacking.
Guys, as we wrap up, thank you, Jim, for allowing us to shoot your truck, and not like shoot your truck, but take some video footage of it and really compare it to this new model. Kind of like Jim said, would this be something that would make you go out and say, I got to have this new model? And for me, I'm going to agree with Jim that it's nice. There's a lot of nice features, a lot of new comforts, but it's just not enough to justify going out and getting a new truck, taking the hit on depreciation and paying top dollar for your tag and all the stuff that goes into buying a new vehicle. The first part of this generation really doesn't have me saying I gotta have this. Now, could that change next year or the year after when they make a couple changes, or there's a certain model that I just have to have, like the F150 trimmer that's coming out? That one may convince me. If I could get my hands on one of those for a review, that would be awesome. But the trimmer, it looks really good, and if I could get one of those behind the camera, I definitely will get that for you guys. But I agree with Jim. This isn't enough to just run out and get one of these at this time. So what are y'all's thoughts as far as what we showed you today? Do you think it's enough changes to go from your current truck or car to this new model? Let us know below, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace. All right, so one of the big differences I could tell between these two trucks, the 13th generation and the 14th generation, this V8 sounds way better than the new generation. I don't know if it's the cylinder deactivation or what, but this engine to me in the 13th generation sounds way better.